Welcome, everybody. Episode 3 of the Alter Ego Podcast. My name is Jack Austin. With me, as always, Mark.
It's Mark.
Say hi, Mark.
Hi, Mark.
And we have special guest. Special guest, baby. What's up, Justin?
What's good?
How are you, sir?
Can't complain.
He's another one of us comic book enthusiasts wanted to ride along. I said, you know what? Get your f***ing ass over here and let's do it.
That's what's up.
Wearing the appropriate shirt, too.
And the most specialist guest of all, Robert Lamb.
Hey.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm all right.
Everybody, give it up for Robert Lamb.
Thank you.
There
Please,
he is.
Sit down.
Yes.
No need
How
for
do
a
we fit
standing
all
O.
these
So-
people in here?
Yeah, right. We're all sitting on each other's laps.
Just one long stack.
People
A totem pole.
Business as usual.
Call it the totem pole.
We call that Friday. So, today, who are we talking about, Mark?
We're talking about Bane.
Yes, we're talking about Bane.
The first of many bad Bane impressions for
Yeah.
this show.
Oh, everybody's going to do one before the show is over. Believe that. So I'm going to start it off with a quote. I was looking up a little bit more about Bane so I didn't sound like a total idiot. And I thought this was pretty telling of him. Correct me if I'm wrong. It says, I am Bane, and I could kill you, but death would only end your agony and silence and silence your shame. Instead, I will simply break you. I could have said that a lot better.
Do it again. Run it back.
Run it
Do
back.
one more.
Do the voice.
Do it in the voice. Come on.
Do it in the Bane voice?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Dark Knight.
I got this.
voice.
I am Bane, and I could kill you, but death would only end your agony and silence your shame. Instead, I will simply break you.
Give it up for me.
There you go.
And let's keep it going for Bane. We love you, buddy. Really great.
it's done.
Really, really great. So let's just kind of open it up. Let's talk a little bit about what we know about Mr. Bane here.
All right,
Maybe we
so
already
we'll
got
just
his
go
name.
from there.
We already got his name.
He's
No, it's a
tall,
weird
right?
guy's name.
He's tall.
Super tall.
Okay.
Hey, for those of you who are listening, Robert does not know anything about
Listen, I know Tom
anything
Hardy.
but the movies.
I know Tom Hardy, and I know that you fight him in Arkham Asylum.
You fight Tom Hardy. In
Yeah, you fight. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, not Bane.
Not Bane.
Yeah, just Tom Hardy.
Yeah.
First things first, I hear he's very durable.
Yeah.
That's what I heard.
That's one thing. We heard that somewhere.
in the archives.
Yeah, that's right.
Do you know where he got his name from?
I don't.
When he was in Santa Prisca, the prison, essentially, Bane was in jail because he had to carry out the rest of his father's life sentence.
Correct.
So when he had a traumatic accident, he went into a coma, and he saw a version of his future self. He woke up and just started fucking up the prison.
Yeah.
And then the warden was like, oh, God, you're the bane of my existence, or some shit like that. And thus
There you
Bane
go.
was born.
Nice.
Wow.
Cool.
I learned something today.
Well, you know, that's very interesting. I did not know that's how he got the name Bane. I did know he was living working the life sentence of his father.
That's wild.
And there's a story arc that I'm going to go into before we end today that touches on Bane's dad a little bit. That's going to get at least 3 out of you guys.
All right.
Unless you know it already, in which case you'll be like, whatever, I don't care. Created by Chuck Dixon and Doug Monk? M-O-E-N-C-H?
That's
That
what he
wasn't
shot.
it.
That's he
Premature.
shot.
Premature.
Put that back in the holster. Perfect. So I'll just read a little bit about him. Bane is an escaped convict from an island prison in South America and a supervillain / assassin. Now, I did not know that he was technically an assassin. Did you know that? I knew he was a bad dude, and I knew he was kind of a mercenary, but I didn't think...
technically an assassin. I can't really think of a story.
I would assume being paid to kill people.
Yeah, I can't really
But that
think
can
of something.
also like qualify as mercenary too, can it?
Yeah, I guess so.
Well, no, because didn't he go to the League of Assassins at one point in time?
He was part of the Suicide Squad, Secret Society of Supervillains. Ah, wow. Too bad they coined that phrase, otherwise I'm taking it. And the Secret Six. So no.
Damn.
The League of Shadows thing, the Ra's al Ghul thing.
Yeah, because I know I remember a panel specifically like he bested Ra's al Ghul in chess.
He did.
Yes,
He also bested Ra's al Ghul in hand-to-hand combat.
did he really?
Yes, he did.
That's what's up.
That's Pretty big deal.
Yeah, like that's once
Anybody
you beat
that's-
Ross, you're like, all right, I can go home.
You know what? It's time to go dust off Legend of Zelda. I'm
Batman
done
who?
with this. Yeah, so back onto that. Bane has abnormal physical strength, and as a result of having undergone experiments involving a derivative of the drug venom. So I understood, and you said it was something that he had a coma and kind of got undergoing while in the coma, or because I
in a
thought he
coma.
volunteered for something like that.
No. Like, what I was saying was he had an accident and went into a coma. Like,
Yeah.
he fell over the side of a ledge while he was in the jail,
Gotcha.
hit his head, and went into a coma. And then he saw a future version of himself, and he was like, I want that.
Gotcha.
Like, I want to be that guy.
Bane is very driven, from what I read about him. Very driven, very smart. One of the facts I found out about him is the first person he ever killed was when he was 12 years old.
Jesus Christ.
Damn.
So
Seems
he-
like some Bane level shit,
He
though.
carried a little teddy bear around with him, and
In
that
the prison,
was his
right?
little buddy in the prison.
Mhm.
And he hid a knife in the prison, and somebody tried to rape him,
Oh,
and he stabbed him and killed him.
shang.
Had it coming.
Oh yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, legit.
Had it coming for real.
Yeah,
Legit.
it's justified,
Yeah,
right?
just, yeah.
He became known as the man who broke the bat when he broke Batman's back,
Who's Batman?
forcing Bruce Wayne. That's another episode.
Jonathan
Okay.
Batman.
To give him
Yeah.
Jonathan Batman.
Batman.
He's a CPA in
Yeah, I was
Gotham
gonna say a
City.
lawyer.
Jonathan Batman.
Esquire.
Forcing Bruce Wayne to give up the mantle of Batman while he recuperated, and was originally created by Chuck Dixon and Doug Monk, as I said, and appeared in Vengeance of Bane #1. It's Batman Vengeance of Bane #1, was out in 1993, which is actually pretty freaking recent.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's his. Yeah, that's when he first started.
Yeah,
93.
93. That to me is a little crazy.
That's why
Probably
he was
wrong.
never in the old Batman with
Shut
Adam
the fuck
West.
up, Rob.
Adam West. No, it's funny because we had this conversation,
We did.
and not only was he not around when Adam West was around, but I don't think he'd fit the narrative. And in comes fucking
Crack,
the
bam,
most yoked
boom.
up dude ever.
Actually, a couple years ago, they did a Batman 66 comic book series, and they actually retroactively put Bane into that series. And it looked really cool. I never read the issue, but just the cover image alone
Yeah.
is really awesome. It's him in a big white suit with his broad shoulders and his old mask. It looked awesome.
That does sound
Should have
awesome.
read it.
I want a luchador mask.
The white suit and the black mask.
Yeah. it
He's
looked
got
real
style.
Nice.
I didn't see that under powers and abilities.
Cool. Fashionista.
My ability to drip in swagger.
That's right. Yeah, so anyway, another funny thing that I brought up about Mr. Bane was he originally intended as a dark mirror of the highly disciplined and multi-skilled pulp hero Doc Savage. A little bit about Doc Savage. He was in newspaper comics. He was not actually, I don't think, printed as a comic, but he was between the 30s and 40s. Not 2030 and 2040, Mark. Just want to clarify.
okay.
1930 and
that's a long time
1940.
ago.
Yeah.
A different century.
Doc Savage's real name was Clark Savage Jr. Let's see why he's the mirror here, right? He's a physician, scientist, adventurer, detective, inventor, explorer, researcher, and as revealed in The Polar Treasure, a musician.
So he does everything.
Save
much?
some pussy
Come
for the
on.
rest of us, buddy. Good God. I already don't like him. I like Bane a lot, but I already don't like Doc Savage.
Well, polar
Because he's
opposites.
even got a Doc Savage?
Yeah.
That's your name? You walk into the party? Who's this guy? Doc Savage.
You automatically want to hang out with him.
Automatically.
I got wet just hearing it, for real.
Right.
Changing my name, guys.
Okay, moving on. No, I'm just kidding. A team of scientists assembled by his father deliberately trained his mind and body to near superhuman abilities almost from birth, giving him great strength, endurance, and photographic memory.
Psychographic.
Oh, boy. Ooh,
He
weird.
knows what pictures are going to be taken.
Weird. Photographic memory, a mastery of the martial arts, and a vast knowledge of the sciences.
Of course.
Come on, Doc Savage. Get specific with your sciences, man. Jeez. Well,
All the
actually,
science.
He does all the
once you-
sciences, yeah.
Yeah, all of them.
All of them.
Jeez.
Every science you can think of.
So
You're-
let's see. Does that translate to Bane here? I got his powers and abilities.
What does he know about science?
What does he know about science? Let me find the
And does he
Control
know all of the
science.
sciences?
control find.
all
I
of them?
believe he does.
Okay.
Yeah.
If he knows all the sciences.
So when it says powers,
Reading.
writing.
But there's
math.
but he doesn't have
Not the FCAT.
powers in the sense of the word. Like, he doesn't have heat vision. He can't fly.
He has
But if you
steroids.
can pick up 15 tons, like, that's a fucking power.
Does he have earth, wind, and
That
fire?
is power.
And heart?
He has, well, no, but when you combine those powers,
That creates Bane.
so when Bane is holding
It's just
Batman
five
over
little
his head, he goes, the power is yours! Boom!
That would have been the best panel in all of comic history if
Yeah.
Bane said that.
Everybody's like, who's this Bane guy?
I need to frame that
Sign
and put it
me
on
up.
my wall.
Let's pick him up and run with him. That's the first fact I ever heard about Bane.
Mm.
When it's like, I remember playing an Arkham game or something and seeing him, like, who the fuck is this guy? Like, oh, he's the guy that broke the bat. I'm like, well, what does that mean? Well, yeah, he found him in the Batcave and broke his back
Put him
in
in
the
a
middle of
coma.
the Batcave. I was like, I like him. Yeah, superhuman strength. The primary effect of the Venom drug is that it enhances his strength to low superhuman levels. Come on,
That's low.
low superhuman levels?
Are they
An armored
considering
truck and hurled it
the
like it was
first
nothing.
version of the Venom serum, and then because if I remember correctly, he got the Venom serum while he was in prison,
Right.
Yeah.
and then they stole it and made their own version of it. So did they maybe amp it up?
He did. He got horribly
He
addicted
did.
when he was in jail.
You know, sciences.
No, the scientist made it originally. Like a bunch of people in Santa Prisca. Like Santa Prisca was basically they wanted to test people to make a super soldier serum, and that's what the Venom was.
Yeah.
Let's give it to the
He-
crazy guy.
Yeah, I mean, he was the only one who lived, so it worked out well. And then he got horribly addicted to it and was like, you know what? Fuck prison. I want to get out of here. Left prison, punched a shark and killed it without the venom, stole the serum, made a stronger serum that doesn't make him dumb at the end, and still got horribly addicted to it.
And what scenario does that qualify as low-level superhuman strength? Punching
I
a
have no
shark
Is
to
being
death.
badass a superpower? Because like he has
He's
all
got
of
it.
that,
Yeah.
all of it.
If I remember right, didn't he take his vitals down to like 0, so they thought he was dead?
Yes.
And they threw
Yes.
him over the cliff?
Exactly.
And then he punched the shit out of some sharks? And then he came back and stole the serum.
Yep.
Okay. I remember that much.
That's killer.
That is
That's
awesome.
You know,
That's
Makes
how
me
he
want
got
to
out
go
of
back
jail.
and read it.
he's
now
one
that
of
I'm
these
talking about
guys
it.
that you read about and you're like, why is he a bad guy?
Because you're like, okay.
Vengeance. And you had his sins of his father, essentially.
Yeah.
Because he has a lot of parallels to Batman, but just the opposite. Like, he does things in
Yeah.
an opposite way.
I think he does them in a more effective way.
Absolutely.
Well, Ra's al Ghul compared him like in intelligence to Batman. He was like the only difference is like Batman's a person and you're kind of an animal. So
Yeah.
if you can like tweak that, and then I think you got this. But Bane with his own style, still within. I think it only took like less than a year for him to figure out who Batman's true identity was.
No, it took less than a year.
Yeah,
I thought it took him his first week in Gotham to figure that out.
was
yeah,
that
I
true?
thought it was
Well,
real fast.
that is
Oh, I thought it
less
was a
than a
year.
year.
Hey,
Technically, that is less than a
Blanket
year.
All right.
Because he, like, figured out who
wild.
Batman
Jeez,
is.
Rob, you
Am I
buzzkill.
jumping ahead here by
Rob's
talking about...
alter ego is buzzkill, man.
Very much.
Up top.
What's going on here? They're revolting on us, Mark.
I gotta go.
Yeah. Wow. But it says at the maximum healthy amount, if he injects himself with venom, he's able to lift 3 to 4 tons. That's a fucking lot, man.
What is this low level shit
Yeah.
you're talking about?
What's this low level you mean?
What's high level?
Yeah.
How
right?
many tons is high level?
Well, I guess if you can like move
I don't
a
know.
planet.
How many elephants can
I
you?
guess.
Well, there you go.
Oh.
Yeah,
They
you're
were
like
talking
God
Superman.
level.
There's
Yeah.
not too many that can do that.
Exactly.
So I guess the low tier is pretty populated.
As far as Gotham goes, he's
Yeah.
a high
Low tier's
tier.
the majority.
Yeah. Gotham, I think he's top tier for sure. I mean, lift over 4 tons without momentarily losing his sanity.
No, I think he.
No,
won.
not without. So if he hits that level, he's losing all his.
Yeah, humanity basically, and just
Yeah.
becomes like a giant monkey.
So the
So-
glass at like aquariums
Yeah.
can hold like 4 tons of pressure. Do you think he could get through that?
With some
Probably.
sweat and try hard.
Okay, just making sure.
For sure.
Because they always show that like 6 elephants can stand on the glass and it wouldn't break.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
So
I don't know
They
if
do
you can
always
get through
show
it.
that.
Yeah,
That
they
means
always
Bane
show-
could at least
They always
lift
have like a
6
drawing
elephants.
of like 6 elephants on
Every
the glass.
time I go to the aquarium, there's 6 elephants there standing on the glass.
Security elephants standing by.
It's a drawing. It's a drawing
Somebody
of the
get
elephants.
Dumbo over here. We got a crack in the glass.
We got to prove some people wrong again.
Yeah. So here's my favorite thing about this research page that I have here printed out. Under superhuman strength, I have all that. Under superhuman reflexes and speed, his speed and reflexes are also superhuman.
Oh,
Did you write this?
Did I write this? I'm not so wordy. Making him able to run, move, and react beyond the limits of the finest human athlete.
finest.
Ooh, the finest.
Now, here's one for you ladies.
Usain Bolt.
That's
Superhuman
Ali. I was gonna
endurance,
say Ali.
stamina, and durability.
Ooh.
Durability!
That is
There it
durable.
is.
Word of the day.
Justin,
Yeah.
do you want to read the durability section there?
I think you got this.
You got it, man.
You're on a
Come
roll.
on. Come on. Fine. My silky smooth voice does it again.
Damn that.
With the use of venom, his stamina and endurance is greatly enhanced. This is going to sound like a weird commercial, right? His durability is heightened sufficiently to shrug off the most blunt force trauma. Damn, ladies, what you doing to him? Yet he is not completely bulletproof. Are any of us?
Not completely bulletproof.
He can withstand.
Some spots. Some
I'll
spots.
take mostly
He can,
bulletproof.
he can withstand blows from most superhumans, withstand
I
falls
bet he
from
can.
great heights,
was it?
Robert, and possibly more. We don't know. Possibly more.
And can punch sharks.
And punch sharks.
That should be the highlight. No, but I think Giganta.
That's what we'll title the episode. Remind me, episode alter ego episode 3, the man who punches sharks.
the man,
Okay.
the myth,
It'll
the
never
legend.
give it away.
Yeah,
That'll get more clicks than Bane. I'm pretty
real.
sure.
probably.
Man who punches sharks. What?
I'm about that.
There's guaranteed to be a couple people that read that and go, all you gotta do is punch it in the nose.
That
will
is
punch it to
actually how
pieces.
so a lot of people maybe can get away from sharks too.
Yeah, for sure.
Like
sure.
One
punch
of the
sharks.
men who punches sharks.
One of.
I want to be
There we
that
go.
guy's friend.
Not to bring up the old,
I'll hit him with a friend request.
yeah, not to bring up the old Adam West again, but
Don't you dare fucking bring up shark repellent.
I'm gonna bring up shark repellent. Adam West shark repellent. I mean, that's just as good as punching a shark, right?
But what makes a cooler story, though?
Yeah,
I
that
don't
does
know.
make
Well,
a story.
hanging from a helicopter.
I was just
With
saying,
a shark
hanging
from- no.
hanging from your own personal helicopter seems
I
a
was
lot cooler
swimming
than
in the
punching
water
a
and
guy
I
in the
punched
face.
a shark.
Yeah, well,
and it
also
died.
you're going out of your way to get out of the helicopter to rappel down to spray something that lives in the water,
You're just scurrying down the ladder.
right? You're just like, lower, Alfred.
Yeah, but that's like the
Got
go-to. You got
That
it.
made the most. I've heard a lot of shit that made sense today. That literally made them that made
Yeah.
the most sense.
That
I've heard
spoke
in
to
a
you?
while.
Oh my god.
I climbed down a ladder to
Yeah.
get in the water to spray this shark to get it to go away.
You're that afraid of a shark that you're in a hovering flying aircraft and you're rappelling down to get to the water where it is just to spray the repellent so it goes away.
That's some shit.
Listen, all I'm saying is that you go to the beach. Most of the time, they tell you to punch a shark.
Yeah.
So like,
For sure.
What beach are you going to?
just seems easier.
All the signage when I go to the beach typically says if you see a shark,
Yeah.
and then it has the diagram of the stick figure doing the right
Yeah,
cross.
same at
Does it
the
say POW
aquarium.
on it?
It
The
just
aquarium's the same thing. They always
See
have a
shark,
drawing.
Punch a shark.
After the whole elephants on the
Yeah,
glass
yeah.
scenario.
Right underneath the elephant glass,
Jeez
it shows
Louise.
another shark, a picture of a shark, and you're punching it,
And
just
then
in case the glass does break and the sharks get loose.
Right.
Yeah,
A call
Just
that
like
I hope is in the episode.
Jaws 2,
Jaws 3.
3.
Yeah,
You had that one in the chamber. You
because
were
I was
ready.
about to mention it, and he
Whoa.
brought up Jaws 2, and I was like, oh no, Jaws 3.
You son of a bitch.
He was so ready.
Jaws 3D.
No. Jaws 3
Jaws
in the
3D,
aquarium
where it took place at SeaWorld.
with a candlestick.
Yeah, that's who it was.
So, I was about to bring up, I think, a couple other things about Mr. Bane. And on the next on the list is his genius level intellect, which I don't think a lot of people realize that because in Batman and Robin with
George Clooney
Uma Thurman
and George
and
Clooney,
Arnold Braunschweiger.
right? And Chris O'Donnell.
Chris O'Donnell.
Chris O'Donnell. Yeah.
Yep.
That was the one before
And
Alicia
Alicia.
Silverstone.
No,
That was the one with her?
that was the one with her too.
Yeah, she was
I
in it
don't
too.
think
Yeah,
it
she was
is. I
background.
think you guys are
Oh
wrong.
yeah, I'm wrong. I'm pulling up IMDb
Because that was the
right
third
now.
one, and yeah, she was in it because it was
'Cause-
Mr. Freeze.
It was because Batman Returns were
Batman
both
Forever.
Michael Keaton. Batman Forever was Val Kilmer, and
Uh-huh.
then Batman and Robin was
George
the fourth
Clooney.
one with George Clooney.
That's what it was. Okay.
yeah. So it's the
So
fourth one.
who took on Jim Carrey and Tommy Lee Jones?
That I believe was Val Kilmer, right?
That is such an I like just even them in a sentence. It seems so weird.
Who fought Tommy Lee Jones?
And Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey.
Why are they in the same room?
Wasn't
Yeah.
that Val Kilmer? That was Batman Forever, right?
I thought that
Those
was
two almost fought in a bar once.
That's not Batman and
Did they
Robin.
re- oh, that's right, they did.
Yes.
Because Jim Carrey wanted to go introduce himself to Tommy Lee Jones, because they were going to be in this movie together. And Tommy Lee Jones had just done this huge biopic about Ty Cobb. I forget the name of it. I think it was Swinging for the Fences or something like that. And it was like he had put his heart and soul into this movie to make it so good. And there was so much acclaimed hype over this movie. And it released the same time as Dumb and Dumber. And Dumb and Dumber destroyed his movie. And so then they both get cast for Batman Forever. And it is Batman Forever.
It's forever.
And Jim Carrey walks up to introduce himself to Tommy Lee Jones. Hi, nice to meet you. We're going to be in this movie together. And Tommy Lee Jones, according to legend, looks at Jim Carrey and goes, I will not abide by your buffoonery.
That's some Tommy Lee Jones ass shit right there.
It is.
It's like that
And
meme
he
of
didn't
him
say
just
anything
like,
after that.
And
so
then
Jim
Carrey
is just like,
slowly walked backwards.
cool. Well, bye.
What can you say after
My
that?
movie was better. Bye.
Yeah.
He said it with his eyes.
But yeah, so the reason I bring up those movies is because that's one of the first times we see Bane.
Which is weird because, like you mentioned before, 93 was
Right.
the first when he was created, and then 4 years later, he's in this movie.
He's in the movie. He's a
Yeah.
quick up and comer.
They had to throw him in there.
They
But he
threw
wasn't
him-
the main villain.
Yeah, they threw him in there, but he wasn't himself at all.
He's a hack job in that movie. I mean, he's basically whoever they could find that had huge muscles and would wear an S&M mask.
I'm pretty sure
And
it was
they-
like a wrestler that was him.
Yeah.
Just
I'm
a
trying to look
stand-in
it up
wrestler
right
with
now.
That's
no-
I
Bro,
couldn't.
get in
lines.
there.
Yeah. Look at you, man. Look at your muscles. You want to be Bane? You're Bane.
It was
Just stand there and go.
Yeah. He couldn't even talk.
All right, I'll get. You guys want to play a little quick game?
Come on. Let's
All
do
right.
it. I'm ready.
What is the name of the actor who plays Bane? But I'm going to give you a hint. His first name
Already
is a
lost this.
vehicle.
Well,
It's just
let
name
Made
me
in America.
tell you. The name of the...
Mercedes Jackson.
close. No, it's Jeep Swenson. Is his
Jeep?
name. So that's who plays Bane in Batman and Robin.
I feel like you made that shit up.
No,
I think
Did
we
you go
all
to a name
knew it was-
generator and type something in?
Jeep.
Jeep Swenson.
Are you looking around the room?
I'm just saying, listen,
Microphone Jones.
Who
Not
else
to-
could play Bane but a vehicle?
Not to be confused with his cousin Jeep Grand Cherokee, who played him in the spin-off.
Gatman.
But he was
Indian
terrible
name.
in that movie, man. He literally just growls, and he's just a tough guy. But, you know,
He let Robin beat him. I love Robin, but he let him beat him.
I love Robin too. But, you know, come on, man. Let's be real.
Come on now.
Let's be real in this world of comic books.
Bane has never been done justice in movie, but that's a conversation for
wasn't bad.
later.
Tom Hardy wasn't horrible.
Tom
Okay.
Hardy was
It
good.
was
I like
different.
Tom
We'll
Hardy.
get into that. We'll get into that.
Okay, don't mean to
story
get
for
ahead of
But
myself.
yeah, right.
Let's talk
so
more
let's
about
let's
Bat
finish
nipples.
a little bit more about the genius level intellect of Bane. So let's go back to Doc Savage here. He has an eidetic memory. Do we know what that means?
Yeah.
EIDETIC.
Is it the same
E-I-E-I-O?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Was it BINGO?
B-I-N-G-O. And I think,
TTYL
yeah, and Bano was his
Isn't
name,
Doc
though.
Savage the guy from Tiger King?
For sure. 100%.
Probably.
What does that mean? Eidetic memory. Don't know.
Eidetic?
Which borders on almost total recall. Wow. Good for you, bud.
Hey, Arnold Schwarzenegger again.
This
All right.
enables him to memorize virtually anything. So if he hears Baby Shark,
Oh no, it's over.
it's in his brain.
Batman can
You
just
said
do that to him.
eidetic.
Poly-
You mentioned that, but I think eidetic memory is photographic memory.
Oh, well, there you go. Thanks a lot, research.
Yep.
He's exceptionally knowledgeable in various subjects, including various sciences.
All of the various
Various.
sciences.
History, geology, medicine, and several others.
I like how
Oh,
it's
they
just the others.
several others.
There was
The
like-
other ones.
There
and
was like
others.
12 languages.
It's
I
like
think.
Gilligan's Island. And the
And the
rest.
So at that
There was
point,
two more people.
Yeah, what about Marianne and the Professor?
It was so easy just to say their names.
Just say those two.
so,
No,
at
and the rest.
so at that point, I mean, you give him the benefit of the doubt, right?
Oh yeah,
You know, if Bane says something, I'm like, you know what? I believe you.
for real.
argue
Please
with
don't
Bane.
You
hurt
tell him
me.
he's wrong. He's probably raise his hand to you.
Yeah, seriously. Polylingual. This is one of my favorite things about him. He is able to speak fluent Spanish, German, French, Russian, Mandarin, English, Urdu, Farsi, and Latin. Urdu and Farsi are Iranian languages.
Yeah.
And that's, to me, holy smokes. I had
That's
no
a
idea.
lot.
So if you're a voice actor playing Bane, Brush up, baby.
Get on that Rosetta
No,
Stone.
Rosetta
all the work to
all
do.
the
Rosetta Stone it up.
Rosetta
So
Stone.
do you think that's why they just went, you know what, we can't teach you how to speak 9 languages, so just don't
Probably.
the entire time.
They just subtitle it
Yeah.
with what he's really meaning to say.
Growls
And
in
here's something
Ethiopian.
I didn't know was a word: escapologist.
Oh.
He
Is
is
that the escape room down the street?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
No, when he was
he
in
is.
prison.
He is surpassed only by Batman, Nightwing, and Mr. Miracle in the art of escape and infiltration.
So that means
No one's beaten Mr. Miracle.
Wait, so that means he's good at escaping, or he studies escaping?
He studied escaping, and now he's amazing at
He's
it.
the fourth best at escaping.
Okay.
Good
Yeah,
enough to get out of prison.
that's good.
All right.
Hand-to-hand combatant. Here's the thing that we were talking about here. He is a formidable hand-to-hand combatant, able to hold his own against Batman and Ra's al Ghul. He's not only a master, but has created several fighting styles. Bane's fighting ability combined with his peak strength and endurance make him a highly formidable and dangerous opponent in any non-meta and many meta human foes.
I was gonna say, like, I feel like you can
He's
challenge
beat some
that.
ass.
Yeah.
So one of my classic scenes was from Batman the Animated Series with Bane, where he had already broken Batman's back, and they call in a ringer to fight Bane. Spoiler alert, it's Superman.
Oh, and he was dressed as
yeah.
Batman.
And Superman puts the bat cowl on so that he can keep Bruce's
Keep the thing going.
anonymity
Mhm.
and let everybody think that Batman's still a badass.
When he started flying, it just freaked everybody out.
That doesn't happen. I don't think that happens.
It doesn't.
So Bane then starts to beat the shit out of Superman because Superman's like, "Oh no, you're kicking my ass," and then out of nowhere he turns it on and
Breaks
beats
his
the
back.
crap out of him. Yeah, and then Bane starts to get really, really super scared, and that's awesome. You should look it up. It's on YouTube.
Now, in the comics, something similar to that happened. Like, for some reason, Batman. I'm probably going to botch this. I know Batman got Superman's powers for some reason, and the first thing he did was like, hey, I'm going to pay a visit to my homie.
BRB.
Bane, what you doing? Bane,
The
it's Bruce.
tar out of homeboy.
Bane, what's up? Where are you at? No, right now.
Gotta get over there.
What are you doing?
I got to see you in the next 2 hours.
Yeah.
So you get superpowers, and you're like, "Where's that guy who kicked my ass 12 years ago?"
Oh, yeah, I did
it's
that, baby.
payback time.
Yeah.
Remember when you broke my back? Remember that? Something big's about to happen.
He did break Bane's everything at that point.
Yeah.
But Venom, that healing, super
healing.
addictive drug.
That I didn't know it could heal him.
I didn't know that either.
I thought it just kind of made him not feel pain.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, it heals him. It obviously increases his strength. It, at one point in time, now it makes him smarter with his new batch, which is wild to me.
Right.
And he can use crazy amounts of it and not be like, what's up?
I hate when that
It's
happens.
moments like that where I wish this was live
Live
streaming
stream.
on
Where's the
camera.
video?
So we could, you all could have experienced what that looked like for us. This is redundant. Peak human physical condition. I mean,
He's really great at everything.
he's
We
really
get-
great. Yeah.
He's basically jacked up
But
Captain America.
one thing that you mentioned here earlier, Justin, is without Venom, Bane has proven capable of breaking Killer Croc's bones and standing toe-to-toe with other superhumans without it.
He was tied up and was just getting brutally stabbed and
Yeah.
no emotion on his face without serum. He's like, this happens in prison all the time. It's Tuesday for me.
Hey, it's prison, man. So, last couple things I wanted to really talk about is some pivotal storylines of Bane. Obviously, the big one is him breaking Batman. That's kind of his claim to fame.
Mm-hmm.
That's why everybody knows him. And a little bit more into that, Bane escapes Pena Duro, which is the name of the prison that he's in, because he idolizes Gotham, because Gotham is a city of fear. And he is considering himself in this prison the master of fear. And people are saying something like, nah, man, Gotham is the place, and it's because of Batman.
Mm-hmm.
So Bane kind of fetishizes, this dude's the master of fear? Well, all right, I'm going to go kill him.
That's some dedication.
Yeah, I mean, God bless him, man. He's really driven
Yeah.
Yeah.
for being a bad guy.
You just
And he
wanna
has
whoop
the
someone's
restraint,
ass so
too.
bad.
That's right.
But he has restraint because he goes to Gotham.
And all he's got in prison is tongue depressors, and he's just snapping them. Give me more.
But he goes to Gotham and he spends 3 months kind of just scoping everything out,
Yeah.
figuring out his day-to-day routine, and then just releases everybody from prison. And then from Arkham. And then, once Batman is tired, he's collected everybody up. That's when he strikes. So he has the strength to do it
Yeah.
whenever he wants, but he has the restraint to hold back and wait till the moment's right.
It's like that quote at the very beginning. I could kill you, but I'm not going to. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It says in here, he's fascinated with Gotham City as like the prison. It's a place where fear rules. And in this case, it's fear of Batman. Bane's convinced that the demonic bat that haunted his dreams since childhood is a representation of Batman. So aware that a direct assault on Batman would be foolish. So he already knows, don't just walk up and try to,
Fuck him up.
run up on Batman. It doesn't work like that. Bane destroys the walls of Arkham Asylum, allowing some of these other famous names to get out: the Joker, Two-Face, Scarecrow, Riddler, Poison Ivy, Mad Hatter, the Ventriloquist, whoa, Firefly, the Cavalier, and Robert Lamb. No, that's a misread. Oh,
No.
gosh, I got him.
He's here now.
He's with us. Victor Zsasz are one of the ones that he lets out. And then who Bane almost killed for spying on him afterwards. Victor Zsasz.
That's gotta be terrible.
I would hate to be Zsasz and realize, oh shit, this guy's gonna kill me. To escape into Gotham City, where Batman spends 3 months, rounding them up, running himself to exhaustion, Batman returns to Wayne Manor, where Bane awaits him. He fights Batman in the Batcave. I came to your home court, beat your ass.
That's
Now what?
Surprise, motherfucker.
Yeah, some
Breaks
fries,
the
motherfucker.
heart eyes, motherfucker.
All rise, motherfucker.
Wrong size.
Rude dies.
Yes, and delivers the coup de grace when he breaks his back and leaves him paraplegic, thereby having been the only man to have ever broken the bat.
So has Bane's origin ever been rewritten with
Yes.
all these? Okay.
There
How
was,
so?
What was it? 90. I'm probably gonna botch this. 1993 was when he first came out.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I think he got another because
Did he get a new 52?
Yeah, because I think it was.
He was also on Crisis on Infinite Earth. But go ahead.
But they reset it in 2006. I think is when they reset Bane's origin a little bit.
Okay.
And what did do you know what they did?
Not on the nose, no.
Gotcha.
I remember something about his mother having him while she was in prison,
Yeah, and then she died after.
and then she died in prison. So,
So-
he
Wasn't
grew
that
up in prison.
in the movie?
yeah,
So that's one thing, yeah. I want to talk about this before we talk about the Dark Knight Rises with Bane, because that's what everybody really knows. But this one is called Veritas Liberata. I'm probably saying that incorrectly. Obviously, it's Latin. And I thought this one was really cool. I'd love to pick it up and read it. Bane, one of the most menacing and brilliant foes Batman has ever encountered. According to a Jesuit priest that Bane is speaking with in Bane of the Demon #1, there's a possibility that Bane's biological father is an American doctor. In researching the issue, Bane comes to the conclusion that he and Batman share Dr. Thomas Wayne as their biological father.
I do remember that, and they did.
What?
They retconned that.
Good.
Yeah, and
Joker
with-
situation.
What? Hold
Yeah.
the
They had
phone. All right, hold on.
We don't like it, Jack. Change it.
Okay, well, then I'll just crumple these
No.
up. It says he comes to the conclusion that he and Batman share Dr. Thomas Wayne as their biological father, with Dr. Wayne having apparently become close to Bane's mother during his time in Santa Prisca. Bane tells Batman about this, and they do some DNA tests. And while they're doing this, Bane and Batman both patrol the streets at night.
Can you imagine that
Wow.
conversation? Like, hey, look, I know we can go
Listen.
break your back, but
But,
your dad.
bruh,
I just imagine like Bruce Wayne and Bane sitting doing like a
Yeah.
23andMe testing kit.
Yeah.
I'll spit into the.
they're
tube.
going to
Swab my mouth.
check out Ancestry.com. Bane, his big ass fucking sausage fingers, click, click, click. But so then they end up fighting on the streets of Gotham together. Ultimately, it was revealed that Dr. Wayne is not Bane's father. And Bane leaves Gotham without incident, and it says with Batman's blessing. Like, Batman's like, you know what? You're cool. I'm going to let you go. Not only that,
Fight you later.
he bankrolls him.
Oh.
Go, man.
Got him
You're going to
that
go do
private
some more
jet?
research. Here's some money. Go find your dad.
That's what's up.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a good way to get him out of Gotham if you think about it. It's like if
Yeah.
he's gone, he can't fuck with us.
Yeah. Well, not to mention, if he's around, he's a major problem all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like,
He like never stops.
Bruce Wayne's not going to be like, I got to go out come fight Bane again.
What
Have you
is it,
seen
Tuesday?
how yoked this dude
guy.
is? I fought him last week. I thought I was going to die. He's as big as a minivan, Alfred.
And where
You
the
want to
fuck
fight
are
him?
you, Robert?
Yeah. I don't want to fight. But, Bane eventually finds his father down the road. The King Snake. I'm about to look that up. That's his dad's name? King Snake? Man.
It's my nickname on weekends.
Wow. I like it. I like it. All right. So we brought it up a couple different times. We said, let's hold off. Let's talk about Dark Knight Rises. Robert.
Why me? Because that's the only reason.
your
That's the only
favorite
reason
movie
why I
guy.
know him at all. It's the only way.
Well,
I
so
know him.
every time we've brought up the Alter Ego podcast, you say one thing to me. Well, if you guys talking about movies, then I'll get on.
That's your time to shine.
That's
And
right.
so
That's-
I was like, all right, well, when we do some movie reviews, definitely we'll have you on.
Definitely.
And then Justin says, I'd like to be a part of it. And you're like, all right, cool. And so now,
Justin's my bestie.
I'm his avatar.
I literally was like, "Do you know anything about Bane?" He's like, "I know a lot about Bane."
I know
and I'm
everything about Bane.
like, "All right, then we'll do this podcast."
Come through.
Yeah.
anytime,
Yeah.
open invitation.
There you go.
Open invitation. Not you, Rob. This is your house. Don't be weird.
I'm always here. I always got an open invitation.
But yeah.
You can't come.
So, and the reason I'm starting with Robert here is because you obviously didn't know all this information about Bane.
Nope.
You just see the Tom Hardy representation. What do you think?
Well, Tom Hardy and the OG Jeep Swenson, of
Jeep
course.
Grand Cherokee.
Yeah. But besides Jeep, yeah, definitely Tom Hardy's Dark Knight. I mean, the movie as a whole was okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's no Dark Knight.
I think it was
Rises
originally
was-
going to be Batman versus Joker round 2.
Mm-hmm.
And so, obviously, unfortunately, Heath Ledger passed away.
Rip.
So,
Yeah, but not mentioning the Joker at all, I think, was like a disservice to the movie too. He did it out of like respect because he wanted it to just be the Dark Knight was Heath's moment to shine. But like not mentioning that and then trying to kind of like bookend this trilogy with the Al Ghul stuff.
Yeah,
like,
I wasn't a
and
fan
him
of that
being the
either.
leader. It's like,
Yeah.
it's like
Because
why
they didn't mention any of that
because
shit in the
Ra's al
movie.
Ghul
Yeah,
was
that's what I'm saying. Not
nothing to
until
do
the
with
end.
Dark Knight.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It's like he's not even in it at all. Then you bring him back, and then you're like, well, now we're not going to mention the Joker. And it's just like, well, what are we doing? Like,
They
how are
did,
we
like,
wrapping
rush
up
all
this?
that? Because by the end of the movie, it's just like, "Hi, I'm Ra's al Ghul's daughter," and Batman's like, "Who the fuck are you talking about?"
Yeah,
right
yeah,
now?
yeah.
What? This man almost killed me. Ra's al Ghul, get this shit out of here.
Well, the whole time he's saying, okay, Bane is this disciple of Ra's al Ghul. He's the one that I need to get after. He's the one that I need to kill. And, you know, Bane, I think they nailed the strategy portion of him, like how he was one step ahead of everybody.
Yeah.
The entire time, months before he had even shown up to Gotham, he'd had the plan in place. I'm like, that's classic Bane.
Mm-hmm.
And Tom Hardy, when he took off his aviator jacket, I was like, okay, he's been doing some sit-ups.
Well, that's another thing, though, is doesn't it kind of downplay all of that when
Yeah.
you're saying he's basically almost been like a puppet? Because
Yeah.
Talia al Ghul was like kind of
That's
behind some of it.
Because
The
it's like, look
point.
at all these plans he's made, and he's really done things the way.
Yeah.
But
that
then
he
it's
would have
like,
in the
was
comics,
it
and then it's
him?
like, it wasn't even him.
Yeah.
It was fine.
Yeah.
He was just in love with a woman.
So
I know
I was-
that's why like a lot of fans, because I remember reading online, like people who were huge Batman fans and stuff, they were kind of upset about
because
that
it was
depiction.
a bait and switch for no reason.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
they
But
could have
real
just
quick,
followed
too.
through with it.
You
Yeah, like
should
right
have
at the
just
end,
let
it's
it
like,
be Bane.
break your thing, stab, 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 and then
Yeah.
you're done.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a weird inclusion. Step. It
I-
was a weird inclusion.
I thought it did Bane as a character a disservice.
yeah.
You have Tom freaking Hardy, who's one of the biggest stars in Hollywood right now,
Right.
playing a villain that not everybody really knew, and they're doing him on the big scale. He's kicking everybody's ass. He does the whole break the bat moment
Mhm.
Right.
and frees everybody after the fact. Although
He
whatever.
hits all the cues leading up to it. It's
Exactly.
getting there.
And I'm like, this is really going to be awesome. But the whole time you kind of think they're not really mentioning the Venom, and you know how.
Yeah, they didn't.
I was kind of okay with that. I mean,
Yeah.
like that's a trademark of his character, but the lead up to that, like since he did so well without it in the movie, I was like, okay, I can get behind this.
But
And
also,
then at the end when they pull the rug from under you, like it was telling y'all cool. You're like, you know what? Fuck this movie.
but also the movies
You
are
know
set.
what? Fuck this movie.
They're more like set in realism too. Like
Yeah,
Christopher
that's true.
Nolan's Batmans are more like
grounded
kind of
in reality.
realistic
Yeah.
compared to like the comics and stuff, or like the old like Tim Burton Batmans and stuff like that.
Even the Joker was very
it
grounded
was like
in
real.
reality.
Right.
He wasn't,
like everything he did, it wasn't like over the top comic booky villain or even like James Bond villain, like kind of crazy, like take over the whatever. But it was like it was more grounded in realism, like everything they were trying to do.
Even the part where Joker tells him, "I know I'm not going to beat you.
Right,
I'm not going to beat your ass." That doesn't work
that's
like
not
that.
how, it was all
I knew I was going to
psychological,
lose, but I'm going to win.
Yeah.
And he sickened dogs on Batman and really just fighting like a wild man. I was like, this is perfect.
Yeah.
It's really good. So, okay, they get rid of the Venom. Great. But then you have that final moment. Just to me, I was like, why even have Bane now?
Mm-hmm. He could have been anybody.
And that's also
Seriously.
like the second time now. Well, I mean, like the two depictions in movies of Bane where he's kind of just almost like a henchman.
Yep.
They couldn't have been any further apart either when it really lies somewhere in the middle.
Right, yeah.
So it's just one he's just supposedly super intelligent, the other one he's just super strong and muscular and has no intelligence. It could have all come together and just I don't know. I think they could have wrapped it up. There could have been like a weird different cut of it where everything just worked. And they didn't do that bait and switch.
I think
part.
the whole thing was
like,
they were
submit
trying to
that
make it
idea.
a trilogy. I think that they shouldn't have tried to do that whole like we're wrapping up everything, because that's not like Dark Knight was kind of its own thing. Like they made a mention to Scarecrow and stuff like in the first one, but they didn't really talk about Talia al Ghul wasn't in. She was in the third one.
Scarecrow's in all three of them.
He's in all three. But that's your tie-in. Like you don't really need like an overarching.
But nobody
story.
cared that he was in it.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
oh,
Well, no,
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
and that was a thing.
He was
like
in there for
when
like
he was
a minute, wasn't he?
sitting
Yeah,
on the
like,
last
showed his
one where
face.
he's the judge of who's going out to the ice to break through or not. I was like, this is
That whole
really
movie
dumb.
just felt like a mad dash to wrap everything up. Like,
if they took their time, it
he's
would've
going to
been
go away.
great.
He's going to retire. He's going to get married. He's going to have kids. Blah blah blah. Let's bring in Robin. Air quotes.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
Robin.
That was
That shit made me so mad. Like,
Gordon Levitt.
Yeah, Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
and he would have made a good Nightwing, to be honest.
He
but
really would have.
AKA
They fucked
Robin
that up.
Grayson.
Then at the end they go, "Do you like your other name,
Yeah,
Robin?"
yeah, that was weird.
Well, I can never use that as my
like,
superhero
are we
identity
really?
now because it's just my first name.
Yeah.
You'll never guess.
No, his superhero identity is Dick.
Not to mention, his mask hides literally nothing. It's just the black mask over. So if
Leaves
anybody
little
sees
to
him,
the
they go, "Oh,
imagination.
hey, you found a cool. All right."
It's still better
I
than
think Green Lantern
Superman.
did a good job with like touching on that.
Yeah.
Like, just because you have a thin ass mask on doesn't mean I don't know who you are.
Yeah,
I'm like,
right.
yeah.
Oh, you don't know me
Hey,
now?
Superman takes off the glasses. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
Somebody made a solid point about that the other day.
What, that
you ever
it
seen,
works?
That's what happens when you make comic books in the 30s.
Yeah, I know.
Here's another. Well, that
They didn't know about masks back then. It was before masks.
But tying back into Bane, that's another thing I think is very appealing about him because you don't need to know his real name.
I was going to say his real name has never
Who
been
cares?
revealed, right?
Exactly.
Like it's not a crutch for those villains. If we'll name him as a villain here, would we, or is he kind of an anti-hero?
I would say
I think he's a villain.
He's definitely a
Straight up
villain.
villain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's done some petty shit.
Guess I'm on this
Maybe
boat by
not
myself.
when he's like brothers with Batman, but every
Bros.
other time he
He was
is.
anti-hero for 3
Yeah.
issues.
Yeah.
All right.
Sometimes, never mind. It was a
No. You've already started.
because there was a storyline where he like had on Batman's cowl and shit, like swole ass Bane with like the arms cut
Swole
out.
man?
Yeah,
Swole man.
It's
And
just a
he was going
sleeveless
around
Batman
like Gotham,
costume?
just, basically.
Was it really?
Yeah, with the cape and cowl and all. Like he just went around fucking.
It's just a
people
cape
up.
cowl and no shirt.
Is that
he
one where
pretending to be Batman?
There is a story arc, and I don't know who it is. If it is Bane,
The lethal protector.
but there
No,
is
that's-
somebody.
that's-
No, it's Deathstroke. Deathstroke does that for a while.
Goes around being Batman.
When Batman is injured and indisposed, Deathstroke goes through Gotham and does the Batman gig.
That's happened a couple times.
Yeah.
I think
Weird when those guys do that.
They're just like, I'll be the Batman. Jason Batman.
there needs to be a free for all to figure out who it is.
Yeah.
They did
for
that
sure.
one time, like when Batman was quote unquote dead. It was Jason Todd. Yeah, what was it? Dick Grayson, Jason Todd, Damian Wayne, and Tim Drake, and like they all just went this huge free for all. Oh, Azrael.
Oh,
Too.
what's his real name? I don't remember.
It's something. It is Azrael something, but it's something real simple. By the way, they all had a big free for all, and clearly,
I got to go with Jason Todd on that one. Dick Grayson one?
Yeah, he's more level headed.
Makes
Jason
sense.
Todd like just threw on the costume, was like, "Fuck competing," and just tried to kill everybody.
That's why I like him so much.
Like, I'm not competing for shit. I'm just gonna steal this and wear it.
This is mine now.
Dibs.
Yeah.
I farted in this thing. You don't want it back.
Uh,
All right. Well, I think that about wraps it up for Monsignor Bane. Do you think so?
I think so.
What do you guys think? Have we touched enough on Bane?
I don't want to sound too cocky, but I think we crushed it.
I think we did too.
Well, I got a lot more information that I was going to share.
Please
do.
do.
I'll save it for another.
Were you going
podcast.
to tell us that he was at some point voiced by Michael Dorn,
Yeah.
Ron Perlman,
Wait, he was voiced by Ron Perlman?
and
probably
Danny
animated.
Trejo?
Really?
Danny Trejo, that's perfect.
That's
That
interesting.
was in one of the animated movies when he
Yeah.
like pulled
Roman has to be, too.
Bruce Wayne like out of his parents' grave and like beat the shit out of him and threw him back in his parents' grave.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. That was definitely when Danny Trejo played him. Because I was like, this is the most Spanish he's ever sounded. Now it makes sense.
There is a rumor that Bane will be appearing in the upcoming James Gunn Suicide Squad reboot,
Oh
I hope it doesn't suck.
played by Dave Bautista.
no! Well, stop that.
I'm okay with that.
I would be
I'm
okay
100%
with that
okay
too.
with that.
Would you?
So
He's a real good actor.
No.
And he's like swole, so I feel
the
like.
cast has been confirmed, but what they're
John
playing.
Cena's in it already.
John Cena's
Who's
in it
John
as
Cena
well.
playing?
What's his name?
What's he do?
It's just a big G.I. Joe guy with guns. I can't remember his name.
That's true.
You're right.
Oh my god, I can't remember his name.
He's not Flag.
No.
That actor's not reprising his
No.
role
Not
either.
Deadshot.
No.
Deadshot's done. He's not in the next one.
It's somebody very.
Well, they're
obscure.
rebooting that
Deadshot's
whole
not
thing.
it. I don't think Margot Robbie's
I don't
in
think
it.
she's in it either.
She's not.
Yeah,
in it, no.
it's a whole new
It's-
crew.
They're just
I'm
rebooting the
honestly
whole
fine
thing.
with that. Like,
Me too.
The
I
last
was
one
never.
sucked.
Harley
I
Quinn
don't
was
like
never in
Suicide
the
Squad.
original Suicide Squad,
Right.
and even when she didn't really like add anything to the team. I want them to put Killer Frost in it. Is who I actually want in there.
You know who I hear is going to make an appearance in this Suicide Squad whose name does start with Killer? Killer Croc.
Yeah, my
He was in the
boy.
last one.
Let's go. No, he wasn't.
Let's talk about
Was
it.
Not Killer Croc.
was
Killer
like
Croc.
King Shark. That's
Yeah,
what I
I was
meant to
gonna
say.
say Killer
It's
Croc.
not Killer. I was a liar. Okay? You happy?
Yeah.
You're full of it.
King
admit
Shark. That's going to be killer.
King Shark. Okay, stop.
Okay, and that's going to do it for... I actually am going to let it end on that one.
Cool.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having
Justin, Rob,
Yep.
Mark, me.
I'm still trying to look up who John Cena's playing. I give up.
You got time.
Well, I don't have the Wi-Fi password, so this is going to take a while.
That's where you fall
I'm
short.
drowning
son.
you out. Drowning you boys out.
Oh my god.